Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Second of all, I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And third of all, I want to give a peace and safety to the hope for the elect out there, the brothers that push this truth, the truth of the King James Bible, and all truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. Alright, so I just want to do a short lesson of how alone the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai allows it to go. And I want to name the video a time of war, or we are in the time of war. And Lord Willis, brothers, can see on the screen right here, I have this article here from the Yahoo News, and it says military spending reaches record levels. All right, reports. So pretty much all the nations around the world are dumping a large amount of money, or the majority of their money, into the military might. Why? Because we're approaching the time of the third woe. All right, we're quickly approaching the third woe, like the scriptures tell you in Revelation. The third woe come quickly. All right. And Lord Willis, brother, can see on this pie chart right here. The U.S., which is Babylon the Great, is dumping a huge amount of money. Which you got something called the Three City States. All right, which Washington D.C. is the military might of that. So it would make sense that the United States, like is spending the vast majority of its money on the military might. Then you see China. All right, then you got India, Britain, Russia. All these are pretty much going to be players in the Third World War. All right, and they're all putting money into their military might, strengthening their military. India, Britain, Russia, France, Germany. You know, nations that are part of the beast. You got Russia, of course, the biggest, the main nation that the Most High set up to destroy this place. Mother Russia. Saudi Arabia more than likely is going to be involved. Japan, South Korea, Italy, Australia, Canada, Iran, of course, which is Persian. Israel, of course, is going to be involved. Um, so basically, these are all pretty much all players. All these nations are going to take part in the Third World War. All right, and that's why you see them all beefing up their military might. All right, especially America, because again, it makes sense that America, would do that because again, you got something called the Three City States. Washington D.C., which represents Babylon the Great, which is America, is the military part of that, of the Three City States. The unclean spirits. Vatican City is spiritual wicked side, and Europe is the money side of it. All right, so I'm reading a little bit of the article. It says global military spending rose again in 2021, setting new record as China continues to beef up. So like as Russia continues to beef up its military prior to the invasion of Ukraine, researchers said Monday, predicting the trend that would continue in Europe, in despite the economic fallout from the global Crown Royal pandemic. Countries around the world increased their arsenal, right? Because we're in the time of war, remember? We're going into the time of war. You know, pretty much certain countries out there are letting, like here in Babylon the Great, there's people out there that can't afford gas, is running out of gas, can't afford to pay rent, got evicted out of their houses or whatever. All right, can barely has enough money to eat. Some don't have enough money to eat or fill their belly anyway. And here in Babylon, they don't care about that. All they care about is their military might, as you see from that pie chart, or shipping money to Ukraine to help them fight the Russians or whatever. All right, but this whole Crown Royal 19, this whole pandemic, a lot of people probably lost their jobs or whatever. Suffering in some kind of form or fashion, and instead of helping them, America's giving them the middle finger, and they're building up the military might. Why? Because we're approaching the time of the Third World War. All right. What's it like? We're in the time of war. That's why. Um, and increasing their arsenal with global military spending. Right, like poverty is pretty much at an all-time high here in America. Inflation, the prices is going up. People can't afford it. Gas is through the roof. All right. Instead of helping people out, giving them money, another stimulus check or whatever, which I hope they don't do that. I hope and pray they don't. Biden doesn't do that. But instead of helping them out, what are they doing? They're dumping all their money into the military, Mike. All right. Why? Because they don't care about the people, and we're coming into the Third World War, time of the Third War. All right. Predicts last year, according to the report by Stockham, International Peace Researcher Institute. 2021 military spending rose from the seventh consecutive time to reach $2.1 trillion. That is the highest figure we have ever had. Diego Lopez de Salvo, senior researcher at CIPRI, told AFP. Oh, well, I didn't butcher that. But that's pretty much it. The rest of the article was going in about this whole Russia and Ukraine thing. But yeah, all these nations are dumping money into their military, man, beefing up their military. Why? Because we're approaching the time of the Third World War, and we're in the time of war. We're not in the time of peace. All right, we're not in the time of peace. We're in the time of death, destruction, and chaos. All right. So, okay. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse just straight hit the point. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse. I'm gonna read up a little bit. Um, I'll read verse 7. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 7. A time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silent and a time to speak. Verse 8. A time to love. It's like it. A time to love and a time to hate, and a time of war and a time of peace. Right? And what time we're in? We're in wartime. Why you think again all these nations are dumping a large amount of their money in their military might? Because we're in the time of war. It's wartime, man. We're not in the time of peace anymore. You know what Esau got a saying called speaks about world peace. That ain't gonna happen to the kingdom of heaven. Is risen up world peace. Will it be complete another peace on the earth? That ain't gonna happen to Esau sticking out of power. Because he really doesn't want that. Esau doesn't want world peace. He wants chaos and destruction. Because that's what the Most High set him to do, to destroy. All right. So we're in the time of war. We're not in the time of peace. Like it tells you in Revelation 6, it said that a red horse, which represents Esau, was set up to take peace from the earth. All right. And war definitely isn't peace. War is the complete opposite of peace. All right. So we're in the time of war, man. As you can see again, that's why all these nations are dumping a vast majority of their money in their military might. Spending crazy amounts of money on their military might. Look at that. 800%, 400. Look at that. 19 dumping all kind of crazy amounts of money in the military might. Why would they be doing that if they wasn't getting ready to go to war? All right, they're getting ready to go to war. All these nations are getting ready to go to war. Read it again. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. Right? We're in a time of hate. All right, we're not in the time of love. We're in the time of hate. We're in the time of war. All right, and not peace. We're in the time of war, man. So it's Revelation chapter 6. I'm going to bring it out. Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him to sat thereon to take peace from the earth. All right, and again, this represents Esau, man. All right, from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. All right, another good thing to look up is how much money these nations have spent on beefing up their ICBM nuclear capability, man. How many more missiles these nations have built? All right, ICBM nuclear missiles these nations have built. Esau has built. All right, because again, the two major participants in the third World War, the two major countries is going to be Babylon the Great, which is America, and Russia. All right, are the two main players in this war. This is and again, why else would they be putting all their money into this military, into the into into dumping all this money into their military might if they weren't getting ready to go to war? They're getting ready to go to war, man. The Lord said the third will come quickly. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second war is past. Right, World War One and Two is already come and gone. All right, it's past, and behold, the third will come quickly. Right, behold, the third will come quickly. The third world's war is coming quickly, man. All right, it's right around the corner, man. Scriptures say we prophesy not of a time far off. All right, and this is an obvious sign to show that that we're quickly approaching the time of the Third World War. Because all the other things these nations be spending money on, especially here in America, helping people out, they're not concerned about that. Only thing they're concerned about is global conflict. All right, beefing up their military might and helping nations beef up their military might to come against Russia, which is all going to lead to the Third World War. Today, you had top generals meeting with what's his name, the president of Ukraine, top U.S. advisors meeting with the president of Ukraine. That's a direct act of war. What you think? What you think they're talking about? All right. What do you think they're talking about? The latest car that just came out, the new Ferrari that just came out or whatever. No, they're talking about they're helping them strategize how to take out Russia to get them more money to fight against Russia. And that's a direct act of war. That's increasing the war. All right. Sending U.S. advisors over there to talk to him. Again, they're not talking about family vacations or whatever. They're talking about just strategizing how to beat and giving them more money to fight against Russia. All right. So yeah, man. But we're here, man. We're in the time of the Third World War. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get one more precept. Because all these nations, these weak ass nations, all of them are just beefing up their military might, and America continues to beef up theirs. All right. The weaker and stronger nations are beefing up their military might. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Right, and that's what you're seeing right now. They're preparing war. That's why they're all these Gentile nations are preparing war. All right, the Gentiles in this sense are the other nations. All right, they're all preparing for war. That's why they're spending a large amount of their money on their military might. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong, right? And look at this pie chart. These smaller nations, they're all dumping a large amount of money in their military might as well. All right, money that they really don't have to spend, but they're dumping it anyway, getting ready to fight. All right, to shoot them nukes. Um, Let the weak say I'm strong. Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about hither, and cause thy mighty one to come down, O nations, O Lord, O Yahweh. Verse 12, let the heathen be walking and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, right, Yehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about you. Verse 13, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get ye down, for the press is full, the fast overfloweth, for the wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision, right? So again, all these nations, strong and weak nations, are just dumping an insane amount of money, crazy amount of money, all right, in their military might. They're not concerned about the infrastructure. They're not concerned about the people. People are living in poverty all over the world. They're not concerned about helping them. They're not concerned about the infrastructure like that. They're not concerned about trying to fix the global food chain and nothing like that. They're all just dumping money into the military might, getting ready to go to war. All right, why? Because we're in the time of the Third World War. All right, so with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash, double honors to my elders and apostles of great millstone, and peace and safety to the brothers out there pushing this truth and sincerity. With that, I'm going to say shalom.